are we feeling out there, Crimson Tide fans, as we have returned from the break? On In My Own Words, Stephen M. Smith, the Crimson Tide returning to the practice field on Wednesday after visiting our 45th Commander-in-Chief of these United States of America, President Donald J. Trump, at the White House. Alabama celebrating its 17th national championship in program history and the 5th under head coach Nick Saban. During the first segment of this show, we got a chance to recap the first scrimmage over this past weekend and also reasons why you should not overlook right off Jalen Hurts in the quarterback battle, quarterback race, quarterback conversation. And before we get into our next segment, Alabama in week 4 now of spring ball. It will have its second scrimmage, its second and final scrimmage prior to the A-Day game this weekend on Saturday, April 14th at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And of course, the spring game Saturday, April 21st, 1 p.m. Central Time, inside the friendly confines of Bryant-Denny Stadium. For all die-hard Alabama fans and casual college football fans, we are not trying to ostracize you by any means necessary. You are important. But for all die-hard Crimson Tide fans and college football fans alike, one thing you should get really excited for, really amped up for, is Alabama's linebacking group this season. And in particular, I'm singling out Dylan Moses and Mack Wilson. Alabama has a fearsome linebacking core as it is when you look at Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, Jamie Mosley, Anthony Jennings, Christopher Allen. There are some dangerous linebackers in this room right now. And especially when everybody's healthy, these guys are savages, these guys are nasty, these guys are dangerous, these guys are straight up dogs. But I'm singling out Dylan Moses and Mack Wilson because for the first time in the Nick Saban era at Alabama from 2007 to right now, and then also, if you want to get technical with it, for the first time in Alabama history in the 2000s era, at a time where recruiting is at an all-time high. I mean, you can get all things recruiting at the palm of your hand with your Android phone, your iPhone, your iPad, your Windows notebook. From all areas of technology, you can get Alabama recruiting. Whether your favorite site is 247, Rival, Scout, ESPN, the guys we have at Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Justin Smith, does an unbelievable job. But at the palm of your hand, you can get all things recruiting. And for the first time in Alabama under Nick Saban, you've got 2 5-star linebackers in Mack Wilson and Dylan Moses, 2 5-stars. Mack Wilson at 6'2", 237 pounds, the junior this year out of Montgomery, Alabama. When he came in 2016, he and Ben Davis came in together. Mack Wilson was the top-rated outside linebacker prospect. 2016 was a special teams guy, played alongside Reuben Foster, was cracking heads, played also with Rashaan Evans. But this past year, really grew into his own as an instinctive inside linebacker, but could also pressure the quarterback from a rushing standpoint. So it was a very secure tackler against the run. His lateral quickness sideline to sideline, breaking up passes, creating turnovers. Mack Wilson, very instinctive this past season. 40 tackles, 2.5 of those for loss, 4 quarterback hurries, 2 pass breakups, led the team with 4 interceptions, including a pick 6 off the arm of Kelly Bryant in the All-State Sugar Bowl inside Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Alabama defeating the Clemson Tigers 24-6. Mack Wilson, big part of that. And then joining him, you've got Dylan Moses, who's 6'3", 235 pounds, a 5-star from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, played his high school ball, well, some of his high school ball at IMG Academy at Bradenton, Florida. When he came in, he was the top inside linebacker prospect this past season, 30 tackles, 5.5 of those for loss, which was good for 6th on the team, 1.5 sacks. He also had an interception, and that came against Mercer. Dylan Moses making the All-SEC freshman team for the University of Alabama. Alabama's had some great linebacking tandems, linebacking combinations, linebacker duos, and this is even going back to the Mike Shula era. And I'm talking about in terms of one strong inside linebacker, one strong outside linebacker. In Mike Shula's time, we're looking at D'Amico Ryans and Freddie Roach. And then coming to Nick Saban's time, 2009, we all remember Rolando McClain, Eric Anders. 2011, Donta Hightower, Courtney Upshaw. That was dangerous. That was really nasty. Both guys were 4-star recruits coming into Alabama. 2015, Reggie Ragland, Reuben Foster. 2016, Reuben Foster, an inside linebacker. And then you have the combination of Ryan Anderson and Tim Williams on the outside. And then, of course, last season, when guys weren't hurt, you had Sean Dion Hamilton, Rashawn Evans, Christian Miller, Terrell Lewis, Anthony Jennings, Jamie Mosley. When Alabama was healthy, you get my drift. Alabama was dangerous. But just judging off of what I'm seeing so far from Mack Wilson and Dylan Moses, this could be the most dominant, terrorizing duo in Alabama history under Nick Saban. This is the most versatile, athletic, determined, instinctive group, instinctive too, Alabama's had under Nick Saban. Both guys bounce off each other well. They balance each other out. They really value each other's game, each other's skill set. And with the size both guys have, once again, Mack Wilson 6'2", 237, Dylan Moses 6'3", 235. These are some dangerous, thumping, boomstick linebackers. Mack Wilson has talked about for quite some time now, next season, his junior year. This is a draft year for Mack Wilson, This is a Butkus Award-winning type year for Mack Wilson. For Dylan Moses, this is a year where he can grow into a leadership role. He can harness his skill set. He can grow into being that next big-time, big-wave, huge production star. Both guys, really, really huge moving forward. Going back to last week's scrimmage, heard some good things about both guys. Tearing it up, cracking heads, wrecking skulls, stopping the run, getting after the quarterback, knocking guys down, making their presence felt. And if you're co-defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach Pete Golding, sir, you have a gold mine. You have just inherited something really, really outstanding. Lightning in a bottle with Mack Wilson and Dylan Moses. Both of these two, very special guys. If you're an Alabama fan or just a casual football fan, get very excited, because with these two on the same field, it's thunder and lightning from a defensive standpoint. We've always heard thunder and lightning from an offensive point when you look at running backs, but defensively, you got two linebackers that smell blood, and they're coming hard. Really happy to see what these guys can do moving forward. Taking our final break here on In My Own Words. When we get back, we go to the Ask Steven segment. Your questions. Second week debuting this. Your questions. Questions about your Alabama Crimson Tide. The team you crave to watch on Saturdays in the fall. The team you want to have the best information on because you are a smart fan. I'm diving into the mailbag next. It's the Ask Steven segment. Don't go anywhere, folks. Be right back. It's your boy, Stephen M. Smith, host of In My Own Words, the podcast. If you are a fan of this show, then I encourage you to subscribe to the Touchdown Alabama Magazine YouTube channel. Also follow the brand on Facebook, Twitter, and other forms of social media as we continue to bring you the best in Alabama football and Crimson Tide athletics.